Happy Monday, everyone. And as usual, you know what that means. It is time for the mailbag, answering your questions from the mailbag channel on the Discord server. A lot of questions this week, including questions about Symbiote Spider-Man, these farmable Asgardians, and so much more. And if you're ready for all of it, guys, you know what to do. Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. I hope you had a great weekend. I know I had a great weekend watching UFC 248. What an incredible battle for the women's strawweight title. Both women just would not give up. It was one of the best fights I have seen, and I'm going to talk about that and the rest of UFC 248 on my second channel, ValleyFlyin 76, which is kind of evolved into this variety channel, just talking about the things that I have fun with and I enjoy. Which right now I'm kind of obsessed with jiu-jitsu and MMA, so probably going to be talking about that on that channel for a little while. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, make sure you check out ValleyFlyin 76. Plus, I'll be talking about games on that channel whenever there's a game that I'm really into and have something to say about it. But on this channel, it is dedicated to the Marvel Strike Force. We're going to talk about the questions from the mailbag. So many different questions, a variety of topics. But before we get to that, I do want to mention the sponsor of this video. Big thanks to Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is just the type of game that I'm into, guys. It is a free-to-play turn-based RPG hero collector game, and you can play it on your mobile device and on your computer. And this one is set in a dark fantasy world with over 400 champions that you could collect and build. You've got champions from the high elves, the lizard men, the dwarves, and my favorite, the undead hordes. Plus, you can customize your champions with all sorts of gear and rare artifacts so that when you go into battle, you can really kick some butt. Now, the good thing about Raid is that you'll never run out of stuff to do. You have a campaign map with 12 different chapters. You have dungeon, faction wars, a PvP arena, and you could team up with your alliance and go and take on an epic clan boss. Now, if you are a new player, it is your lucky day because the folks at Raid are gonna give you the hookup. If you use the link in the description, they're gonna give you 200,000 silver and the rare champion Grinner. Yeah, you heard me right, Grinner. What makes this guy so special? Well, if we look at his skills, he could bring one of your champions back to life from the dead. So this is a great champion that you could bring into those extra tough missions. Yeah, you don't have to worry about dying when Grinner is on your team, guys. So if you use that link in the description, all your rewards are going to be waiting for you right here in your account, guys. Yes, make sure you use that link. But you got to do it now because those rewards are only going to last for the next 30 days. So what are you waiting for, ladies and gentlemen? Use the link down below and download Raid today, and I will see you there. All right, and yes, guys, if you do want to play that game, make sure you use that link down below. But let's get to your questions. All right, first question of the week, guys. ValleyFlyin, would you be in favor of an intrinsic alliance reward, perhaps once or twice a month, that rewarded alliance loyalty? The length of time a player has been with a group shouldn't be rewarded so greatly that it makes leaving problematic, yet it should count for something if the group largely stays together for a long period of time. This, along with a trophy count reward, might go a long way to curbing the shelling epidemic. Thoughts? So I know there's a lot of solutions thrown out about these shell alliances in Alliance War, you know, alliances tanking on purpose and going to a lower alliance and switching it up and constantly switching. It's kind of a big problem right now in Alliance War with a matchup system, and I know there's a lot of solutions to improve that. This is one of them. I would be kind of in favor of it, like you said, as long as it doesn't make leaving problematic, because there's a lot of legitimate reasons that people leave alliances, not just for this shelling problem. So as long as it doesn't discourage people from doing that, I would be fine with that. But I think there's a lot of other solutions. One of them, the best one that I've heard, is tying the season rewards based on your tier in your rank tier. So I think that would be a good solution, but I know there's a lot of others, and I know it's something that devs are actively looking on. So hopefully we will get a solution soon. I know for a lot of the things they mentioned in that strike time video, they mentioned a April timeframe. So hopefully all of these issues in the game will be solved by April. Next question, ValleyFlyin, in a video a while ago, you mentioned something about 40% being a threshold to shoot for in Ultimus 7 raids. Not remembering what that was regards to. So I think this was early on when Ultimus 7 first came out. To beat the rewards for Ultimus 6, the 100%, you need to get to about 40% in Ultimus 7, and I think the rewards have shifted since then. I'm not sure, but that's where that came from, and hopefully this won't be so much of an issue with these alliance difficulty or the raid difficulty sliders that they talked about coming up. So that's what that was regards to, but I'm not sure if it's issues now, because I think the rewards have been shifted since that initial put out of the Ultimus 7 raids. Next question, what is up from the ATL? What is up from the TX, brother? Wondering if there's ever been a discussion about Foxnex making our defensive wins losses in arena viewable in any capacity. I don't know if there's any discussion from Foxnex themselves, but I know the players have been talking about that for a while. This is something that I would like to see as kind of a bonus. I'm not sure if this is something that I would personally use, but once in a while it would be nice to look at some of these defensive wins. I think though that the resources time-wise at Foxnex are limited. So personally, this would be a nice feature, but I would rather see them fix things that are inherently kind of broken in the game right now. The three big issues for me: red stars, these shell alliances, and the save squad / user interface to select them. I before they add any new features, I want those things fixed before they add any new features. But this will be a cool feature that's been brought up many times in the past. Next question, greetings from Jersey, brother. Greetings from Texas, brother. What are your thoughts on Foxnex helping us out with the gold instead of useless XP when we reach the cap of 75 and so on? Again, this is a thought that's been thrown out many times in the past. I would be in favor of it. I'm not sure this is something that Foxnex is going to go for. I see their attempts at adding more gold into the economy. So with that, I'm not sure if they would do this in addition, but it would definitely be something that helps out the players. So if they did this, I would definitely give it a big thumbs up to the devs team at Foxnex if they added something that we get more gold. Next question, what is the best team to beat Rage of Clans Unstuck on that Freezard node? So this is a Dragon Champions questions, another game that I play and cover on my second channel, but have been playing this game very casually for a few weeks now. I think ever since that Jiu-Jitsu tournament, I've been playing this game super casually. So you're actually farther than I am on Dragon Champions, so I have not gotten to that node. So yeah, you're progressed further than I am. So you could probably give me tips at this point. Any information on the Delta raid? Have not heard anything about a Delta raid. I think one of the issues with the raids right now is that all the character shards that you get from there are technically farmable. So if you are a later game player that has a lot of 7-star characters, the shards that you get from these Greek raids right now are kind of useless. So hopefully they will fix some of the orbs in there, maybe limit some of the release methods to make it more friendly, maybe increase the chance of some of these rarer characters in these orbs. I would like to see that before they add another raid, but once those orbs are good and they have these characters in a farmable way that we can't really get, then I would like to see them add another raid. It would be cool just to switch it up, the rotation of 4 raids instead of 3. Next question, currently building the tech wing team for Ultimus 7. What T4s should I do? Also, don't have Ultron yet, so any recommended replacement for him? So for this, let's go and look at the original infographic from Chewburger, and I'll give you my thoughts on this team. All right, and here's that original infographic from Chewburger about this tech wing team. Those of you that have not heard of this team, it features Minerva, Scientist Supreme, Falcon, Shuri, and Ultron, one of the better teams for Ultimus 7. Not sure if too many people are using this nowadays that have Black Bolt and Yo-Yo, because I think that is a superior team, but this team still works very well. And as far as T4s, I'll tell you their recommendations and give you my thoughts. Minerva, they recommending none. I would agree with that because I don't think any of Minerva's T4s are that valuable. Scientist Supreme, they're recommending none as well. I did a T4 in her special, and that has helped me, especially for some of these nodes that have a lot of buffs. When you're rolling more than 3 debuffs on your team, her special will help to get that. Falcon, they're recommending the ultimate right there. I have not put any T4s into Falcon, so this team works very well still without the T4 and Falcon, but the ultimate T4 will help increase his damage. So if you're relying on Falcon for damage, which you may need to without Ultron, that is one option for you. The passives for our girl, the legendary Shuri, well, that it's the T4s for her passive, which helps with a lot, and same with the ultimate, which also helps with the healing. So both of these are very, very necessary in my opinion. And Ultron, if you have him, put all the T4s in him because he's a very good character. If you don't have Ultron, I'm assuming you also don't have Black Bolt, so I wouldn't recommend him at this point. But Captain Marvel, if you have a good Captain Marvel, she works very well in this team. Definitely not as good as the Ultron team, but can be a solid replacement until you get Ultron online. And as far as T4s, I would recommend probably all of the T4s in Captain Marvel, except for maybe her basic. But if you're a completionist, then that's probably one that you would want to do as well. Next question. Hey, ValleyFlyin, what's up, brother? Unlocked Symbiote Spider-Man on Saturday. Have not started working on him since my resources are going elsewhere. Plan to level him up by the end of the week. My question, would it be worth it to level him up to gear 60, 666, 4, and gear 4 or gear 12 in order to go with Spider-Verse right now? Watching the gameplay and other Alliance members saying the team is underwhelming, do you think they could add symbiotes like Anti-Venom, Riot, Null to have an actual symbiote team? If that was the case, they had solid kits, would be the come to new meta. So I definitely think it's worth building up Symbiote Spider-Man to the level you're talking about. Gear tier 60 or gear level 60, gear 12, and then level 6664 for his skills, I think is a requirement now for a lot of these newer tunes just to get them to a usable state. As far as adding more symbiotes, I would be in favor of that. The big thing that they're missing is a dedicated tank to take some of the pressure off the rest of this team, especially some of the real squishy members of that team. The other thing, they don't really have a healer. They have some passive healing that they can do. They have some drain that they could do to get some of the to get some health back, giving them more sustainability, but they don't really have a dedicated healer. That would be nice, but the main thing I think they're missing that's holding this team back is some of the cleanse and debuffs on this team. So no matter which character they add, Anti-Venom, Riot, Null, or any other symbiotes, I think they definitely should add someone that could clear some debuffs off the team. That is that's what they're really missing right now. Next question, ValleyFlyin recently rewatched Guardians of the Galaxy 2 this weekend, and I hope Adam Warlock comes to the game. What kind of tags do you think he'll have once he comes to the game? So obviously he'll have that cosmic tag, probably that bio tag as well. And if we're looking at Captain Marvel got that brawler tag, and for some reason, I see him getting that brawler tag. I know they could go into a couple different ways. They could go blaster with him. They could go controller with him. But I for some reason, I see a brawler tag on him. And as far as heroes and villains, I think he'll be a hero and maybe get a Guardians tag as well. Because I know at some point in the comics, he was part of that Guardians of the Galaxy team. But I think having Adam Warlock come to the game will probably be closer to when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is released. And I think a lot of that, as far as the tag skills, will be based on what happens in that movie. So yeah, that's my answer as of now. But when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out, it may be very, very different. Next question, ValleyFlyin. As a free-to-play, I want to know what offers you whalers buy. The only ones I see worth it are for characters with hard to get shards like Colossus, Minerva, and occasionally ones with gear pieces I really need. So I don't know if I would consider myself a whale, and I don't know what other people spend money on, so I could only speak to what I spend money on, and most of the time it's on these new character offers, so I can unlock these characters early and make videos for you guys. Of course, I'm in a different situation than someone that's just playing this game for fun, but I base it on videos, and once in a while I'll see an amazing offer that is like a no-brainer, but those are very few and far between. So most of the time I'm just spending money on these new character orbs that I could unlock new characters with. Next question, what is up, brother? Hello from Spain. Hello from Texas, man. All right, Dark Dimension 1 is taking me too long. Only 7 players, 6 gold stars, and not good ones. My top squad is 4 to 5 gold stars, and they're on tier 12. Should I focus on promoting them to tier 13 to try to beat Dark Dimension 3? My idea is try Dark Dimension 1 later with Ultron. Do I have any stance a chance to beat Dark Dimension 2 with a mid-level team? Star-Lord, Minerva, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch on tier 12 is, yeah, you know what? If you already have those characters at tier 12, might as well enter Dark Dimension 2. I think you can do those at the same time. But Dark Dimension 1 took me a long time because I would do one node and then I wouldn't come back to it for like a week because the rewards just weren't enticing enough for me to say, oh, I need to play this every day. So I went very, very soft on Dark Dimension 1, but Dark Dimension 2 I went very, very hard on because of the prize you mentioned, Ultron. So if you can get in right now, might as well do it. It might take you a while with some of the weaker tunes, but that Star-Lord Minerva combo is really going to help you get there a lot faster than other tunes at a low level. So yeah, go in there now if you're ready for it. Next question, ValleyFlyin just pulled a 6 red star Morta. Should I go all in for the supernatural team since I have a high red stars on the rest? There are 4 red stars, just unlock hella, but I don't have Sif. So who should go in her spot with the other Asgardians? So your first question, should you go all in on the supernatural team? They're a very good team. I think they're one of the better teams in the game, and sometimes with those red stars, it kind of determines the direction you need to take your roster. Like, I really want to build Inhumans and Asgardians, but I got good red stars on my aim. So right now I'm building aim. As far as if you should build them, it's going to come down to usage. So if you see yourself using supernatural in a lot of game modes, I mean any game mode outside of war, outside of blitz, because they'll be very good there. Then yes, build them. If not, then you might want to save your resources for a team that you're going to use a lot more. And if you don't have Sif, who should go on the Asgardians? She is a protector, so any good protector would be a good replacement. I think a lot of the jack of all trades protector for a lot of teams is Merc Riot Guard because he has a taunt. He has defense up to the rest of the team, so very, very good there. I've also seen people using Captain America in Sif's place because he also has a taunt with defense up to the rest of the team. So look for those 2 characters first, or any other protector that you're not really using on any other team would be sufficient until you unlock Sif. Next question is, greetings from Florida, greetings from Texas, brother. I'm starting to lose my rank in Arena Shard. Currently use Ultron, Minerva, Phoenix, Magneto, and Shield Security, 6 red stars. Should I focus on developing Invisible Woman, 6 yellow stars, 5 red, or just pass her for Yo-Yo? 4 yellow stars, 2 red. I feel Yo-Yo might be the new Minerva with little upgrade to get her shards. So it's very possible that it'll be very, very difficult to obtain these shards for Yo-Yos. So with that said, instead of Shield Security, maybe try Vision on that team. Maybe Juggernaut instead of that team and put Vision instead of Minerva. But it's really going to be depending on your roster. I know in my shard, it doesn't really matter what you put on defense because we have a lot of Black Bolts and Yo-Yos in that Arena shard. So try out some different team combinations, but I definitely think it is worth eventually investing in Invisible Woman and Yo-Yo. So those are 2 good characters. I just wouldn't put them on the same team. Next question. Greetings from Belgium. Greetings from Texas, brother. All right, I'm a fan of your channel. Thank you. Thank you. I'm wondering on your thoughts on the suggestions I made regarding Wolverine shards from the daily objective. Suggestion I had was giving 5 Wolverine shards on Monday, and from Tuesday till Thursday, give 5 shards from the current blitz, and Friday till Sunday, give 5 shards from that blitz as daily rewards. What are your thoughts on this suggestion? I think it would be cool. I know back in the day, back in September, when we visited Foxnex office, there's one thing that they were really aware of and wanted to do was kind of replace Wolverine as that character. Personally, I think they got very busy until then and kind of forgot about this, or this got placed on the back burner and other things had a bigger priority. So hopefully they will replace Wolverine. I know it's a very good character for newer players just because of his popularity. Maybe not the most valuable member of the X-Men team, but just because he's a popular character, I think it does attract new players. So not sure what they will do with that, but hopefully they will give something a little more friendly for newer players, especially if you already have them at 7 stars. Those Ultimus orbs just don't have a lot of value right now. Next question. Greetings from the Metroplex. What is up, brother? Wondering what your thoughts are X-Men BT. We know Beast is coming. Who do you think will join him? So I gotta clarify. I don't know when Beast is coming. He's in the game right now. His files are in the game. His animations, I think his animations are in the game. I'm not sure, but a lot of his files are in the game right now. But we don't know when he is coming. There's no official word on his release. So it could be anytime, could be a year from now, could be next update. I don't know. But would like to see Angel, Iceman, new tag of First Class. Wouldn't be mad at Gambit and Rogue either. So as far as my preference for who would come to the game, I think you named all of them. All of the iconic X-Men that I could remember, that I grew up with: Beast, Iceman, Angel, Rogue, Gambit, and the X-Men that we have in the game, I think would be solid additions. The only thing missing would be Professor X, but I don't know how good he would be in a game like this, just his animations and stuff. So I don't know. I would be happy if they added all those X-Men characters to the game for a second X-Men team. Next question. I'm a mid-game player. Was running Phoenix, Ultron, Minerva, War Machine, my 6 red star, and Vision. I was stuck about 350 in Arena. I'm now tied with taking a 58k Vision out and putting in a 5 red star 59k Punisher, and he demolishes the Ultron bots right after they drop. Does heavy damage to Ultron and Mr. Sinister. Also putting War Machine taunt on them. I also put him on defense, and now I went up to 150 in Arena. Question. Why is he not a candidate for the 6 red stars? Seems like he's the best counter for Ultron for free-to-play players. So if he's someone that you definitely want to run in Arena and you're going to use him a lot, then it makes sense, especially with the reasons you gave, because he has more damage against villains. So Ultron, Mr. Sinister would be at a disadvantage. But I gotta say, I see a lot of 6, 7 red stars, Punishers up to about 100k, and don't have any problems with those teams right now with Black Bolt and Yo-Yo. So if you want to help you in the short term with Arena, then you could definitely do that. It might be worth it just because of the increased rewards that you get in Arena. But just know that he's not going to be very Arena viable once the people in your Arena shard have Yo-Yo and Black Bolt. So yeah, it is a personal preference. It's not something that I would do or recommend, but if you see that it's going to help you immediately, then it could definitely be worth it for you. But it definitely depends on your situation, and it seems like it's working out very well for you in your situation, brother. Next question. Greetings from Wales. Greetings from Texas, brother. What do you think of a separate option in Alliance War that you could spectate attack? So I answered this question previously, but I did want to give a shout out to you for being from Wales. And yeah, what is up? Next question, though. I just pulled a 7 red star toon, and it's Agent Coulson. Got 5 gold stars in. His stats jumped up quite a bit. What teams could you recommend to use him on? So obviously, he's a beast on Alliance War on defense with the rest of the Shield team. And for that team, I would recommend Fury, Shield Security, Shield Medic, Coulson, and then Shield Assault for the 5th. And what I am doing with him outside of War is pretty much just Blitz mode. So that's the reason I haven't invested too much in Coulson. I don't think I put any of the T4s on him right now. Because I don't really use him outside of that mode except for Blitz. And the team that I use with him in Blitz is Captain America, Black Widow. I got Medic and Coulson on that team, and then Hawkeye for the 5th. And I used to have Captain Marvel on that team, but she's kind of rotating in different teams now. But yeah, congratulations. It's a very, very good pull if you're focused on Alliance War defense. Next question. Do you think Red Star should be disabled in War? Now, if you asked me this question about a year ago before War came out, I would say yes, definitely. But because it's been a part of War for so long, at this point, I would say no, just because of people have built their rosters for about a year based on that. And I think at this point, it's kind of difficult for them to go in and disable that. Next question. I heard the other day there was a bug when War goes on and affects raids, making them harder. Didn't think anything of it, but then after doing War attacks, went into Ultimus 5, attack K5, brought in normal team, and yeah. So what this question is alluding to is that Stark Tech bug. And if you guys aren't familiar with what this was, let me go back to an old Reddit post and talk about this. So back about 8 months ago or so, there was a bug that was identified that Stark Tech, when you went into a Blitz match or a War match, the Stark Tech level of your opponents was being transferred to raids. Now, apparently this got fixed, but I've been hearing a lot of word that this came back recently. So what I would recommend at this time is if you're going to go into your raid battle, don't do it after you've played a Blitz battle or a War battle. Totally hard close your game, reset it, and then do your raids. Just because yeah, I think Fox thinks it is aware of this Blitz bug or this Stark Tech bug, but yeah, I think it's back. I've heard multiple sources saying it's back, but it's not something that I've tested out personally firsthand. So I would just for safety reasons, I would reset your game before you did any raids. ValleyFlyin, what is up, my brother? I have two questions. First, any speculation, rumors being about Sif being farmable? Well, yes, we got that in the latest Strike Time episode. This is a question from Wednesday before that. Would love to find his start to farm towards Black Bolt. Second, what are your favorite restaurants in Texas? I'm a fellow Texan and would like to try out new spots, picking other people's minds for recommendations. Keep up the good work and content. So a lot of times we go to chains, but one of the things that stands out to me is this place in Fort Worth called Wabi House. We go over there for ramen. One of the best ramen places that I've been to, and I've been to them in Hawaii, California, all over the DFW area, and this is one of the best. So Wabi House in Fort Worth. There's another place called J2 Steakhouse in Louisville that my wife and I really enjoyed. It's like a fine steakhouse. Has that Texas flair, not like a New York steakhouse that you would really go to. And we eat a lot of tacos. One of the places that stands out, there's a lot of traditional places out here, but one of the places that stands out, probably been there, is Torchy's. It's like a fusion taco place. I enjoy that. But those are the places that stand out. There's a lot of places that we go to, but those are the ones that stand out to me, brother. ValleyFlyin, hello from Latvia, mate. What is up from Texas, brother? Have two questions regarding the promotion credit event in April, the one that needs the Wakandans. Would players that don't have 5-star Shuri, I mean, the legendary Shuri, be able to play? Like if they have 4 other Wakandans at 3 stars, but missing the legendary. So the way that these flash events worked in the past, you would need 5 characters at the same star level, and the one that you don't have or is kind of lacking, that's what you're going to be limited by. So if you don't have her, then I don't know if you're going to be able to enter, but this may be a different type of event that they've run in the past. But I would definitely work on getting your Spider-Verse / Sinister 6, get that dual unlock with Invisible Woman and the legendary Shuri. But yeah, so will we get the usual 3 attempts? If so, will I be able to jump to tier 7 right away? Or do I have to do tiers 1 through 3 the first time, 4 to 6 the second time? And so again, the way that they've run it in the past, when these events came the first time, you were only getting 3 attempts. So you could only go through those first 3 stages. You only get 3 attempts the next time. So yeah, 4 to 6 the second time. And then when it came back again, then you would be able to do that 7-star event. So hopefully, and this has been suggested to the devs by a few other content creators, hopefully they will give us more attempts on that first run only, and that way we could unlock all these tiers. Not sure when it is exactly going to come out, but hopefully they will be doing this. So I think like what you said, in April it should be coming out, but hopefully they will add this feature that we could do a one-time thing to get up to tier 7 at first. I think it would be very nice, player-friendly move if they did that. Next question. Hello, ValleyFlyin. I have a problem with my Ultimus Creed team against Asgardians at war. The whole purpose of this matchup is the opening move against Korath with a special on Thor. This attack has 750% focus. Nevertheless, Thor keeps resisting all the time when a bonus is applied to the team, and even at Gear 12, level 70 Korath is not reliable. Do you know if Korath's kit has a bug, or it's normal that the 750% increase does not bypass the deviation? Thank you in advance for answering my question. So I am not sure how this one works. Theoretically, this team works, but I have not gotten this team to punch down or across or anything against these Asgardians. So I think it's because my Ultimus is very weak. But a couple different options here. The first is that it is a bug, and she should be applying that taunt. Second option is that the defense ups that Heimdall gets is just giving that resistance too high for Thor, and he just keeps resisting it. Or maybe there's some Alliance Room bonuses that are in there. And the third is just maybe there's some kind of weird bug that's going on that's causing him to get extra resistance, that Thor getting extra resistance. I know Loki gives extra resistance to Mystic controllers, but maybe that's being passed on to Thor as well, and he's just resisting it. I don't know. Yes, so let me know in the comments if you guys have tested this, if this team has worked for you, this Kree team against the Asgardians, but I have not got it to work, so I'm not sure what the issue is with him not applying that taunt. Next question. Hello from Minnesota, ValleyFlyin. What is up? from Texas. After this gold blitz and gift from Fox next, I have 10 gold orbs. Are there any reason to hold these for a potential orb opening event? So maybe not. But my thoughts is if I need the resources such as gold or maybe red stars or something, I'm gonna open them right away. If I don't need them, then I'm gonna hold them for as long as possible because we don't know when these my orb opening events will be coming. So it is up to you. Again, it's a question of, do I want the benefit now or the potential benefit later? So if you can stand to not open these and still get your milestones for Symbiote Spider-Man, then hold it. But if you need these and you need these to get those milestones, then I would recommend opening them and using your gold, brother. Next question. Hello from the moon. Man, we have viewers from far away. If I'm building a Dark Dimension 2 team and I have Yo-Yo, Sinister, Sabretooth, Scientist, Supreme, and Gear 13, would you build a Minerva or a Legendary Shuri, or going for more damage? Minerva is going to be a big damage dealer for you. So that Minerva Star-Lord energy battery is very strong. The reason is even with a low-level Minerva, her damage is based on a % attack. So she's going to be your biggest damage dealer, and since you're stealing a % of their health, applying it to your team, she's also going to be your best healer. So getting that Minerva off is going to be a lot easier. But with that said, if you already have these characters built, then go in right away. Go in as soon as you can. Minerva is definitely going to make it easier for you, but if you could enter right now and go through Dark Dimension 2 without her, you never know how long it's going to take to get all of her superior unique pieces. So I would go in with whatever you have right now. It looks like you have 4 of the 5. If you could get the superior uniques for Minerva, should be a good help for you, but you definitely need someone feeding her some energy, and you don't really have an energy battery in the team. So if you're going to go Minerva, I would also invest in Star-Lord as well. Next question. ValleyFlyin, would you be getting into the new 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross Hero Collector game that just opened up globally? I have not heard of it, but if it is a great game, let me know in the comments, and it may be something that I check out and see if it's fun. And if I have fun with it, then it's probably going to be something I cover. So, but let me know if it's fun and even worth checking out in the comments, guys. I'm using Ultron in Ultimus 7. His ultimate states that he does double damage with defense up on the target. But when I do it at 1x speed, he actually does more damage when the target has defense down. Am I reading this incorrectly? No, you're reading it exactly correctly. So he's getting extra damage with defense up on a character, which means that it's kind of like normal damage. So when a target has defense down, it is like they're upping the damage that they're taking. So yeah, you're definitely, she should be doing more damage with his ultimate when the character has defense up and defense down. It's kind of like a target just having defense down. Next question. Can you give us a here down under in Australia a big shout out? What is up, my Oz brothers? Thank you for amazing content. You've helped me. The question is about saving orbs, and I answered that in a previous question, but I did want to give a shout out to all my brothers from Oz. Next question, ValleyFlyin, thanks for the awesome content. So I held on to my 10 promotion credits. My only notable 5 red star characters are Magneto, Hulk, Sif, although Sif is 2 stars right now. Should I pull the trigger on any of these characters to get them to 6 red stars, or keep holding on to my gold credits? I will hold on to your gold credits. I don't think any of those characters are worth it, especially Sif, because you only have her 2 gold stars, and I would not use those promotion credits on anyone that I don't already have at 6 gold stars, because it's just kind of a waste until you get those gold stars. So at least hold off until you get the gold stars, but yeah, not for any of those characters that you mentioned, brother. Next question. I have 230 silver promotion credits. I was going to try to save to 300 to take 1 elite character to 5 so I could promote them to 6, but Casino mentioned in your weekly update that's a terrible idea or a terrible deal. Should I do it or raise multiple characters to 4? I don't know if I would pull the trigger on any of those 300 ones, but I definitely think it's worth saving, because they were stating that they're trying to revamp the Red Star system. Hopefully all the changes coming out by April, mid-April or late April. I can't remember when. But at that time, hopefully they'll rebalance some of the cost of the store, because I think that promotion to take a character up to 300 silver credits, I think that is just an insane price. I don't know. It's going to take a lot of saving to do that. So good for you for saving, but I would at least wait till then. You might not even get to 300 by April, so it may be a moot point, but I would wait till then, see if they make any changes to that before you pull the trigger on any of them. I mean, you've been saving for a while. A couple more weeks shouldn't put you back too much. Next question. Why is it that I clear my whole lane in Ultimus 6 with no issues, minimal deaths in one run, but then I get completely wrecked in the same teams in the next run? So we talked about this Stark Tech bug that appears to be coming back, and I think that it is mentioned before. So send in all your screenshots and everything to the devs. They have been made aware of this. I know they haven't addressed this, but yeah, hopefully this is something that's fixed and we get back to normal. But in the meantime, just keep resetting, hard closing your game before you do any Ultimus 6 or Ultimus 7 runs or any of the Greek raids, because it appears that the Stark Tech is bleeding over into the raids as well. Next question, ValleyFlyin, what are your thoughts on a Hydra rework, and why does Hydra Grenadier not have the synergy with any other Hydra minions, or Red Skull would have brought this attention to Fox next? I don't know why they did this. Personally, I haven't looked too much into the Hydra rework because I haven't built that characters, not really using them. I know some people have stated even without Red Skull, very, very good on ward defense, but you know, there's limited resources. There's only a certain amount of characters that I can build. I think the good thing about Hydra Grenadier not having a lot of synergy, I think it makes it easier for people to figure out which character to leave off of that team. So that's one positive. But yeah, I'm not sure why he's so far lacking behind the rest of the minions. Next question. Hello from Indiana. Hello from Texas. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Love the channel. What is the video editing software you use for your YouTube videos? For the actual editing, I use Premiere Pro. If you have a Mac, I know Final Cut Pro works very well as well. I think that comes free with the Mac when you purchase a Mac. So those are the two editing softwares that I would recommend. Haven't used Final Cut Pro, but I've heard very good things about it, and I think it is free. And as far as recording my stuff, I use OBS. And so hopefully that helps you, brother. Next question. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think of Fox Next bringing Gold Blitz every weekend? And what do you think of there being more raids for harder to get characters like the Thanos raids? They should bring those back. I really miss those. I really miss the unlock method of Thanos was through a raid. The unlock method of Deadpool was through a raid. There's a few other characters that I can't remember off the top of my head that were unlocked originally through raids. And it has not been this way for a while. Like I said, these characters in these raid orbs, all of them are farmable, and it's been that way for about a month now. And so not sure what they're going to do with the orbs. Hopefully they will update them to include some of the characters that should be in those. So we will have to see. But I did like those raid release characters. It was enjoyable back in the day when they had those raid orbs with just those single characters. Now they'll probably be mixed with a bunch of characters, but at least it will be exciting if you do get those characters to open these orbs. But right now, not very exciting. Next question, ValleyFlyin's greeting from Australia, brother. Another shout out to all my Oz friends. Can you share with me how the legendary Shuri was born? Curious after been following you for 6 months. So initially when Endgame was coming out, a lot of people were wondering who would be the character from Endgame that we got coming to this game. And it was Shuri. So a lot of people were kind of baffled. Shuri is a legendary character. So that time kind of was making fun sarcastically. Oh, it's the legendary Shuri because she's a legendary character, and it seemed kind of inappropriate. Nowadays, I don't think it's that bad, but the meme, the teasing has lived on, and it's kind of a thing on this channel for better or worse. I know some people enjoy it, some people don't. And I hope there's more people that enjoy it than don't, because I get a lot of questions about her every week on these mailbag shows, guys. All right, I have Spider-Verse 340K, still going a bit higher right now. I don't know if I should have the team on defense to throw people off or if it should save them for offense. I had one defense for one war, got 2 or 3 defensive wins, but for offense, have a hard time finding something to use them on. Really don't want to just have them use them on the Wakandans. What do you think I should do with them, and who all can they counter that you know of? So I have not built my Symbiote Spider-Man very much, so I don't have any first-hand knowledge of this team. Right now, Carnage, Venom, they're still with my Brotherhood, and Miles and Spider-Man are still with my Hero Brawler. So that is not a team that I have used because I'm still working on Blob and Toad, and then I'm going to go with Symbiote Spider-Man. With that said, I think you've answered the question for yourself. You're getting 2 to 3 defensive victories, and I think a lot of that is because people are not familiar with this team. They don't know how to counter it right now. So I would leave them there for right now. And as far as offense, I think they'll do good against any team that doesn't place a lot of debuffs on them. So that's kind of their weakness, is clearing all the debuffs. They don't have anybody that does that. So that's some ideas for them. But as far as right now, I think it'd be confusing for a lot of people to see that team in war defense. Then, a lot of people aren't really sure how to attack it because you don't see that a lot. So yeah, I would leave them on there for a little bit. And once you start seeing those defensive victories go down, then start to switch them to an offense team and experiment. So you see what you could do with them, especially in Blitz. It's a good place to experiment. Next question. Is gold required for nearly everything? Why isn't gold awarded for nearly everything? Blitzing beyond milestones, arena, beyond the 2 dailies, war, victory, and the campaign nodes would be more generous. If people wanted to grind and blitz nonstop, why not reward them with more gold? I think logically that makes sense, but there's some bots and some cheaters out there right now that could blitz endlessly, and until they fix that, I don't want any crazy rewards tied to blitz. Hopefully that will be fixed with some of the changes that they offered coming to blitz mode, but until these cheaters and all these bots are done and they have a way to detect that and ban people for that, I don't want any non-stop rewards tied to blitz. But down the road, if they fix it, I would be happy. Getting more gold would be nice. Next question. With Sif coming to the War Store, am I insane for considering skipping Black Bolt for a while to focus on gearing up the rest of my roster? No, you're not insane for that. Again, it's going to depend on where you are with Sif, how close you are to unlocking Black Bolt. If you're close, I would try to get her because Black Bolt is a great character. If you're far away, if you've done the calculations and you just aren't going to get enough shards until then, or you're getting bad RNG, then you might have to skip. You might not have a choice unless you're someone that is spending money on this game. So it really depends on your roster. See how close you are. Just know that Black Bolt is a great character, and hopefully you could get him either the second time or the third iteration that he comes around. Next question. Hey, brother, greetings from South Carolina. I was wondering if you would buy bundles from, if you buy character bundles from the offers. If so, which do you try and buy? Again, normally I'm just buying the character offers because I want to make videos for you guys. I very rarely buy other things unless it's specifically tied to a video. Next question is greetings from San Diego. So I pulled a 6 red star goblin, 6 red star Mysterio from normal orbs last month. I already have a 6 red star vulture and a 4 red star rhino and shocker. They're all 4 red. All are 7 gold and 6. Vulture is gear 13. The rest are 10 to 11. Do you think it's worth investing on this team? Any word on a legendary addition to this team? So I have not heard anything about a legendary addition to this team except for speculation about some well-known characters like Dr. Octopus and stuff, but nothing official. As far as building that team, I think the game is kind of telling you that it wants you to build this team, kind of like it did with me and my AIM squad, but just realize that they're not the best for the raids. There are some Greek nodes that you could use them in. They're great for blitz. They'll be great for war, either offense or defense. But outside of that, I don't really see you using this team in Ultimus 7. I don't see you using this team in Arena. So just keep that in mind. It's definitely worth building in the background, but because of their usefulness, and I'm not sure how much you're going to be using this team, it might be worth it to build them as a background team and focus on a team that is more versatile for you. Next question. Just unlock Star-Lord. What is the best positioning for him in Guardians? So normally in BKT and Guardians, I put Star-Lord at the end, Rocket right next to him. So Rocket could feed off of that, get his ultimate off more often. What the heck is Stark Tech good for? All modes or just war? I have 30k Alliance points built, but never spent them. Spend them, brother. As far as I know, they're good for all game modes. There may be a bug that it's not applicable in some, but yeah, good in all game modes. Use them. Use them on the traits that you use the most, and then go from there. I especially like damage first, so I would make sure your character's damage is as high as possible. Next question. ValleyFlyin just unlocked Ultron T2 T4s available. I'm doing factory upgrade on him. That is a special where you're getting more Ultron bots. Very good. What would you recommend for the second T4? That would have to be his passive, where he's getting his buffs extended every time he gets a kill. Very valuable when you're trying to maintain and his cooldowns for his big ultimate, because he gets energy for that. So passive should be next. After that should be ultimate, and then after that should be basic, in my opinion. Next question. Followed your farming guide, began unlocking many of the legendaries, only built a team like Sinister Six and Mutant to 5 stars though. My question, is it worth it to build the teams further and take all the legendaries to 7 stars, or should I move on simply because I unlocked them? So that guide was really made to get you to the legendaries as quick as possible. So if that is the case, just go to 5 stars and then unlock them and move on. Now that you've unlocked them though, or unlocked many of them, you might want to go back and take a look at the ones that you're using the most, like a Phoenix, like a Shuri or Invisible Woman. If you're using these characters a lot, you probably want to invest more in them and get them up to higher star levels. If not, there's some that you could wait on. Man, Star-Lord is very, very good for newer players as well. So that's one that you definitely don't want to sleep on. But it's definitely going to depend on your situation and what your goals are in this game. But if you're just if for the normal gameplay, yeah, build them up. The ones that you use, the ones you're using a lot, that's who I would invest more in. Valley, I love the content. My issue is, how would you resolve the toxic nature of the community? I get it. FoxNext needs to make changes. Are their changes ever going to be adequate? We want it Asgardians farmable. We get them farmable. Then we're upset with how they're farmable. I think they'll get backlash no matter what they do, because it's common to complain and everything they do. I guess sum it up, lump it into one question. How can we make the communities less negative and more enjoyable? So I try to make it enjoyable on this channel. I call them out when I feel they need to be called out, but generally I try to keep the content on this channel pretty positive, because it's more fun for me to make positive videos than always being angry. I think a lot of my content back in the day at a certain periods of this channel was pretty negative, and those aren't fun videos to make. Now, as far as the entire community, I think the one place you're probably referring to is Reddit, and generally they are more salty than other platforms. It's with that way for Marvel Strike Force. It was with that way for other games that I played. Reddit is generally salty. I don't know if I don't know how to change that, but if you guys have suggestions on that, let me know in the comments, and I'll do whatever I can with this small channel to try to improve that. I don't know, but I think you just got to look at your sources. Discord seems a little more reasonable. I try to keep it a little more reasonable on this channel, but you got to temper your expectations when you go to certain places like Reddit. Next question. Valley, what is going on? Been struggling with Hero 7. What are the optimal teams and levels of progress currently on 7-3? Love your content, my man. All right, so this is one that I have not 3-starred. I've only 1-starred this actually, and that's because my city heroes are not very good, and I did not go back and build them up to get the 3-star because we already have Black Widow at 7 stars, so there's really no reason for me to go back to this node, except if I'm just in that completionist mindset and need to get that 3rd star on him. So I use defenders on this stage. I know some people have used combinations with Symbiote Spider-Man if you have him unlocked. I know people have thrown Ghost Rider in there to pass that stage. So if anybody has 3-starred that node, let me know in the comments, and hopefully you could help our brother out with this these nodes, guys. Next question. Greetings from Belgium. Greetings from Texas, brother. All right, Asgardians are my strongest team right now. Would you put some T4s into Thor when you had him at 6 red star, or first do all the important ones from my other teams like X-Men and my Ultimus 7 team? So for me, I base my T4s on usage. Even mediocre T4, I would upgrade that a lot quicker on a character that I use all the time than an awesome T4 on a character that I don't use. So Asgardians, awesome team, viable in many game modes. So wouldn't be wrong in putting some T4s into Thor. But if you're not using him in Ultimus 7 and in Arena, then you might want to put your T4s into characters that have that can span multiple game modes. For myself, I'm using Black Bolt in all game modes, so that was a character that I put every single T4 in. So keep that in mind. Also, I think X-Men is a little more meta as far as attacking on War. So for me, I place my T4s more on attacking teams for War. But that's just a personal preference. I know, and it would really depend on your alliance, how much they value defensive wins. But yeah, I don't think either one is wrong, but it should be based on your usage and which characters you're going to use the most. Next question. Greetings from H-Town. Just occurred to me that your boy Hulk does not have the brawler tag. Why is that? That's exactly what he is. It would give him a home and fill out the Hero Brawlers team. What do you think about this? Will you speak to FoxNext and make this happen? I could speak to FoxNext. I don't know if he'll make it happen, but this is something that I really wanted to see when he got his rework last year. I wanted to see him become not a protector. He doesn't seem like he's a protector. He seems like he's a brawler. He's about damage, not sacrificing himself to protect the team. I thought a brawler tag would be a lot more appropriate for him, especially to put him on a hero brawler tag. Don't know why that they did not do that change. I would not be opposed of them doing that now though. So hopefully that's something that they will take into account, and hopefully Hulk will get another rework, guys. But that is it for the questions this week, guys. Hopefully your question got answered. If it did not, please leave it again in the Discord channel. And if you have not joined my Discord channel, make sure you check out the link below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you with some things in the game, or it was at least entertaining to you. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I put at least 4 videos a week on this channel, a Marvel Strike Force, and once in a while some other topics. So make sure you subscribe, join the notification squad, ring the bell, guys, and yeah, share this with all your friends. And I will see you guys next time. There's some links down below that support the channel. There's just a sale on Valley merch. I'm not sure if it's still going on, but check it out, guys. It's stock up on that for you and your loved ones, and make sure you check me out on social media there, guys. I will see you next time. Hulk fist bump, baby. ValleyFlyin out.